Welcome to the DK.
Hey y'all,
Kids,
what's
you know
up?
what we
What's
talking
tea?
about. Welcome to the DK
Like,
Kids. That's what we
yeah,
on our
welcome to the
house.
motherfucking his
Hey
house where
y'all, just a
motherfucking
little
goes
disclaimer.
down.
Everything is for
I'm definitely glad to
purposes
have you
only.
here
Everything is
to
alleged. I don't know none
motherfucking
of these
day.
people. I'm just giving my
Per
thoughts, my
T
opinions,
gang, how you feeling?
predictions
How you
on what I
living?
think and
Make
think
sure you comment
I
in the
see
comment
and
section
know
so I
and
can talk
hear.
to
And I
my
want
pretty
you to do the same
babes. If you're
down in
not
the
a pretty
comment
baby, you
section.
commenting.
So don't take
Well,
everything
I
too
still probably
seriously,
respond
but
back.
only with a grain
But
of salt.
subscribe because we're on the road to 1K.
And
And like the
glad
video
to
if you
have
like
you.
anything
If
I
you
post.
are not subscribed,
Yeah, that
please
part.
subscribe. And if you've been
Yeah.
here a couple times, we'd love to have you in
All
the
right,
fam
so we're
bam.
gonna talk about your man throwing off your pH. Okay, now have I ever had that happen to me? I'm trying to think about times where I was actually like locked in with somebody. No, I don't think that's happened with me, but I ain't gonna cap. Even when I was in serious relationships, a lot of times I did use a condom because at that time I did not want kids with those people because I really wasn't feeling them like that. Even though we was locked in, but that was just it. Basically, we wasn't, but we was. If that makes sense. So to be honest, maybe that's part of the reason because I'm very, very particular. Even though I may not be on birth control like that, because I ain't trying to get fat or kill the kids that I may eventually want to have one day, allegedly. It's like I just always use condoms, and I even had a person who was like, "No, I don't want to use one," and it like messed up our whole relationship because I really did like them. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I really am into that unless we like locked in, locked in. Those other people we weren't really locked in, you know, but we was just married. But anyway, so at the end of the day, like I use condoms frequently in my relationships. And that's just because I really just ain't found nobody. I really, 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 really just be like my all and my all and my all and my all. So with that being said, no, I really haven't had my pH thrown off, but I have heard of people saying that their man throw their pH off, but I do feel like that can have a lot to do with eating oral. You know, just because like people be eating like all kinds of stuff from onions to oxtails to barbecue sauce to toothpaste, just everything. Like I even people that be brushing their teeth and then like I just be for one while I was like even against that at all because I didn't want my stuff and nothing thrown off, right? So I feel like that be a lot of the times where I be thrown off. But if it's not that you feel and you feel like your man ejaculate is throwing your stuff off, then this could be the reason why. I recently did a video on DL men. Y'all may want to go check that out. They also got DL women. And I had a message to the download brothers that may be watching this video. Y'all go check it out. So at the end of the day, like I do feel like despite how women may want to admit to it or not, accept it or not, I really do feel like in life there's down low brothers out here for real, like living their best life. And a lot of times they cannot speak their truth, so they have to live a double lifestyle. So I say that to say this. We all know and we heard about the don't wipe back to front because of that can cause your like vaginosis, which can cause smells and all this and this and that. So my indication of what I want to talk about today is the fact that your pH could be thrown off if you're raw dawing somebody and you claim to be his only person. Y'all claim to be locked in. However, he's over here busting down Javier on the low. Yeah, raw dogging Javier, and then he come and bring that to you. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what you say, boy, you got a little hole there. Something gonna get lodged up in it, especially if it's coming from a boot hole. You know what I'm saying? It's just inevitable. Unless you're gonna squeeze that mug out and like rinse it out. But even that, like I don't even want you to put water up in there because some of that like soap, like you can't put certain stuff like up there. Yeah. I think one time soap gave me a yeast infection. That's that's another story. Y'all don't care about nothing. That's too much tea. Too much tea. All right. So yeah, the type of soap that I let a guy pick who was wiping me down, but that's just another story. All right. So yeah, back to the story or situation with throwing out the pH. So let's say that he's on the down low, but he don't want you to know, or he feel like you can't accept it, and he's just out here in these Philly streets doing his best thing, living his best life with his bestie boyfriend that they got a romance with, that people think they just friends, but on the real they like hanging out because they really popping out for real, but they don't want nobody to know that situation. And his name don't have to be Javi Bear. It can be Bubbles, Pop Smoke, Smith, Lade. Like, he could be, you know what I'm trying to say, Debo. Like, at the end of the day, like, if he is that way, and let's say you get your pH get thrown off one time, that's cool. Just charge to the game, because it may not be him, right? But a lot of people be saying that it be they dudes as if they really know, because I don't feel like you would say it's your dude if you don't know, right? Like I said, I can't say that's happened to me, thankfully, thank God. But it's only a few people who've ejaculated in me, including my husband's. Like, they didn't even do it all the time. So I'm just being for real. So at the end of the day, that's too much information, I know. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's like, cause anyway, why get a baby? Why? And I don't really rock with you. You really pissed me off just a few seconds ago. Like, no, we're not doing that. So at the end of the day, like, be freaking for real. So at the end of the day, I hate to put it out there like that. I hate to say that, but it's just be freaking for real. What else would give you a infection? Because at the end of the day, true enough, their sperm is going to have its own pH, just like your discharge is going to have its own pH. I'm not saying that. And a lot of they say that goes with the diet, what you're consuming and stuff like that. That very well could be what it is. But what I'm saying is, if you get it frequently, and you know they don't eat the same stuff all the time, or he has a real close homie. Yeah, I'm just going to say he has a real close homie that he always got to go play ball with. They playing ball all right. They hanging from the rim. Balls hanging from the rim. Just slam dunking it in that canal, basically. Yeah, like, it may be just a reason for you constantly getting your pH thrown off. And dudes like that, for real, I ain't gonna cap to you. If I had a dude and I was with a dude who frequently threw off my pH, I'm not gonna feel comfortable enough to be with a dude like that. Now, if that's your husband, okay, I mean, y'all kind of locked in, right? But a promise ring is not gonna make me stay. None of that. Like, if you constantly throwing off my pH, I feel like that's my body or your body telling us that we're not compatible for each other. Because I'm gonna keep eating what I want to eat, drinking what I want to eat. You can keep eating and drinking what you want to drink. And baby, nobody got time to be having vaginosis, halitosis, and none of that stinky stuff going on because of somebody else. Let alone, we already got to guard our own stuff hard enough to make sure nothing surprisingly throws it off, because it's just so sensitive. And then on top of that, I got to think about what you got going on, because you keep throwing it off. Ain't no way in heck that I'm gonna just be like, oh yeah, let's keep going out. And like, now after the second time, I would say it's a wrap. Now, first time, I'm probably gonna give you a pass, but second time, or definitely third time, it's over. And if y'all still with these dudes who throwing y'all pH off, like, why? It's either from their mouth, they need to clean their teeth or rinse it out with water. I don't really know. Or it's from possibly in their peen. That's the only two places. Or they jack is real acidy or whatever. But at the same time, like, I wouldn't put it past him. Like I said, if he has a friend on the low, or a friend that you feel like, oh, they a little bit too romancy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would just say, don't outrule the fact that it could be that he might be slinging that thing in other places and not just from another female. Or if he had a female, he'd do anal to her, you know what I'm saying? or if you're doing anal to the boys. Because believe me, the boys that are DLing are out here in droves. You would be surprised. I bet you knew, if you knew it for real, how many D, low brothers, or bisexual men there are in this world, you would be done with men. I promise you. You would be probably done with men. But don't be done, because at the end of the day, love people for people. People can't help the way they are because you can't help who you are. So don't knock it, you know what I'm saying? But that leads to a conversation. If you're gonna be out here slanging and banging, make sure you wrap that thing up, because you coming home bringing that stuff to me, and then I'm getting vaginosis and stuff on stankaroni and swole, and you like, what's going on with you, babe? And I'm like, what's going on with you? Because there's nothing going on with me. That's not supposed to be playing like it's something going on with me. Let's be freaking for real. It gotta be you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not me. You know what I'm saying? But then too, my butt be sweating. When you got a butt, sometimes your butt be sweating, or like you gotta really get that. Like I be thinking, like when my butt be, or you know, even when I'm just got that wops going on, I be like thinking like I really just gotta go take another bath, because even that, those juices be flowing from different areas. You know what I'm saying? So that whole area is sensitive, and if you are getting thrown off, this is just something to think about. It's not something set in stone, but I just was looking out for my girls, and I felt like I need to let y'all know, just to be mindful, just to watch out, just to be careful out here in these streets, because at the end of the day, you got to have your own back, because some of these men will lie to you. Some of these men are not going to tell you the truth because you're not going to want their truth, and it just is what it is. So you got to be smart out here in this paint.
Well, as always, thank you for stopping by at His House for your alleged tea, entertainment, and gossip and predictions. And we will definitely have more. So definitely come back and see us. And if you want to be notified, hit that bell and also subscribe, especially if you've been here before. Come back again and again. But subscribe and join the fam band. We'd love to have you. And if you liked anything that was said on today, or even made you laugh, joke, think, ponder, make sure you hit that thumbs up or that like button, especially if you agree or disagree, and comment down below.